Come in.
Morning.
Morning. There you go. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Coach's Box. I'm Chris Miller, and to my right is Mr. Essence of Positivity, Jason Jarvis. To his right, there's I'm never going to do a commercial, Riley Blair.
It's me.
And then there's
McVey.
who's wearing a freaking Festus shirt.
The
Cross
infamous.
Yeah, that's
Wow,
true. It is
wearing
cross
a
country.
Festus shirt, man.
I know. What?
Cross country.
I just now realized that. You got to go.
See ya.
Yeah. It's been cool. It's been fun. It ain't been cool fun.
Hey,
You got to go.
hey, not ever being at one before, and then going up to Forest Park, and that it's different, and it is neat, and it is fun. It is fun when your kids are running.
You know, somebody told me that the other day. They're like, it's different when you're watching a cross country.
I did.
Was it you?
Yes.
Was it you?
Yes.
I didn't pay any
I
attention.
know you don't.
I don't remember anything when somebody tells me.
No, he doesn't.
Hey,
no.
Hey, what do you think about running this? No.
No, exactly.
Well, first
Yeah.
off, as soon as you started talking bad about the flex, I just started thinking, you know, like, where's Coach Davis at?
Cross country, oh gosh, I can't really say it because it's a big sport at Herky, but man, it's
Yeah,
so,
you're not allowed to.
It is so boring.
Dock your
I don't want to
page.
go watch that.
I wouldn't want to
Hey,
either.
I'm telling you right now, it's different. It's different when your kid runs, and it's exciting.
Okay, have you seen me or either one of my kids? That ain't happening.
What are you trying to say?
They're not going to run cross country.
Oh.
It's fun. It's neat. It really is.
It was.
Yeah.
Oh, and I want you guys to start inviting more people to the page. I mean, I got at least 200 people this week, probably.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, if we had a trophy, we
I
don't have a
would-
trophy
oh,
anymore.
We're not doing trophies here anymore.
Yeah, we don't have
I mean,
participation trophies.
He gives
either.
ice cream cones to everybody, but
Yeah,
I mean, you know,
yeah. If it had one, I'd give you one. But
Snow cones and ice cream.
that's what I hear.
That's right.
you give us
That's what
you
happens
got
when you
snow
win.
cones.
That's what happens when you win.
You bribing your kids.
No.
Pays to be a winner.
Pays to be a winner. I like that.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you win.
I guess that's why I never get paid.
Well, at least you're honest.
But
But-
we do want to say to all of the followers out there, thank you. We eclipsed 500 followers this week, and thank you for all the viewers that watch week in and week out. And you know, we appreciate it, and it's fun. It's something that you know we enjoyed doing, but really just the fact that 500 followers, and like Jarvis said, we're getting close to 600. So like it, share it, follow us, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, all that.
Share this right now. Share this live.
If you're following us right now, you need to share it. And here's the thing: if we get enough people to watch this crap and everything we do, we're gonna try to do a lot of different things. We're gonna go back to having giveaways. We're gonna go back to doing a lot of those things. But we need people following, and want you guys to be a part of it. And of course, that way you get a chance to comment, watch, and everything else. What?
So loud when I put my cup down.
Well, I know. Why are you doing that?
Sorry, I'm just
Hey, we did this on purpose so McVey can't do his, like
I'm repping that. That's why I'm doing it.
popping a point over here.
Man, big game this weekend. Little St. Pius X versus these Black Cats. Yes.
Ought to be interesting.
There is a game?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't.
It's football Americano.
Where's it at?
It's at Herky, baby.
Oh,
Over Dugan Field?
Dugan Field, baby.
nice. Yeah,
It's a
come out
shame-
there.
Shame the basketball ain't at Robinson Gymnasium this year, but
There's
Hey,
another.
hold on,
There's
time
a.
out. We have to come up with something
Oh.
for them.
Oh, I know.
On the show, for the show, a bet.
We will
We
have
will
it.
come up with something.
we can't bet.
We will-
That would be
That-
illegal.
That's
I didn't
illegal.
say
We
money.
can
we
bet.
can come up
No,
with something.
no.
No, that whether
Winner or
has to do
loser
I don't
has
know.
to do something.
Well, then
Yeah.
we need to invite Portell on the show the week of.
That's a great idea.
Hey.
That's a great idea.
I mean, I think,
Air gun shoot the loser right in the tush.
and I'll bring Buddy or Sims. Then we'll have like the whole staff. here,
we should
you
do.
know?
Hey, we should do that
Great
too.
idea.
Like
Oh.
all the JV coaches, and let's just get everybody involved.
Yeah.
Hey, if you want to go all out,
That'll
we'll
be
go
a
all
fun-
out.
That'll be a fun.
See what happens to you.
That's gonna be a fun.
I'll pull all the good kids up.
Maybe we'll see if that's the day off of school that Friday or something. We'll have the show at 2:00 in the afternoon here before the screen.
I don't want to be that close to him at that early before.
Hey, what happened the last time you were in here?
I got
You gave us all COVID.
I got COVID from the Pius coaches.
I don't
Hey,
think so.
all I
Tim.
can say is still
safe.
marked safe from the
Still-
Super Spreader event back in
still safe.
February.
That's
Hey,
right.
You know what I was thinking about this? You said you went to the Garth Brooks concert.
Did.
And it was packed, right?
Like 90,000 people.
Okay.
You
Never
didn't,
heard
you
hide
didn't
nor
get
hair.
it, huh?
No.
Nope.
Never heard hide nor hair about that.
No.
No.
So, okay.
No.
Well, did you? I mean, there's been a lot of events where there's been a lot of people.
Yes.
Chris Stapleton the other night
Oh, yeah.
was jam packed.
Oh, you went? How was that?
I wish I would have went,
Oh,
but I'm
you're
a
right.
teacher. I can't afford things like that.
Should DoorDash more.
Or you coach and you don't have time for it.
There you go.
That's right. I haven't got to DoorDash much this week.
I did some Instacart.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the show.
Well, you've had a busy week, Coach.
Yeah.
I mean, you've had your
Sometime I got
daughter's
to.
birthday. You had a game on Monday. I mean,
I got my wife's shower this weekend. I mean, we ain't got everything for the baby yet, so you know.
That'll never happen. We'll be chasing that.
Well, I mean, I'm hoping she invited enough people that we get some stuff.
We need to put a link on our page. It's like, hey,
go for
here's
me.
here's Jarvis's Amazon baby registry. You know,
see where you can
there
find
you go. Get
I
in
mean,
on it.
You know, when you're 45 and you're having a kid again, I mean, you know, it's kind of crazy.
it. Grandpa, that's what happens.
A little bit.
That's what happens.
Well, hey, before we get into the show, we do want to say for a local guy that was here around this area, Coleman,
Dylan Coleman.
Dylan Coleman,
Yeah.
down in Potosi.
That was awesome.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, that's cool.
So for those of you that don't know, local guy from Potosi, played his baseball down at Missouri State, was drafted, I want to say third or fourth round.
Yes.
And he made his major league debut with the Royals this week. So shout out to Dylan and to everybody, his family, his friends, coaches down in Potosi as well. I mean, that's neat to see that a local guy gets to go
Makes
to the show.
Yes.
Makes the show.
Oh, yeah.
It was amazing to watch that inning, and then when that last pop fly was hit, and after the catch was made, his arms went up like this, and he went, I can breathe. Like, it was just awesome to see, like, all that emotion just let it go.
You think he
Like,
felt a little stress?
Oh, goodness.
Now, it
Can
threw,
you imagine?
100 on that last pitch.
I know. 100.
Yeah, look, you can be stressed and throw 100.
Yeah.
But it was
I wouldn't
awesome.
know. I never.
It was awesome to see his response and reaction to that last out. He was like, the weight is off. I can breathe now. I can finally breathe.
Did you see the first baseman? What happened after the last out?
Mm-mm.
So there, it's late in the ball game, 7th, 8th inning, whenever he pitched. Well, he didn't think anything of it. Took the ball. Everybody has the fences now. Chucks it up over the and it didn't even get down to the fan. And he's going, I messed up. So he goes over to the fan, says, "Hey, look, I totally forgot. That's his guy. This is an MLB debut. Hey, can you please give me the ball back? I'm going to give you another ball." So the fan's like, yeah. So they switch balls out. Then the first baseman, don't know because it's the Royals and it's on the other side of the state, brings the bat out for that fan as well. So
That's
that was pretty
cool.
That's pretty neat interaction, and just for the fact that he's going to remember after the fact and say, "Hey, we need to get that baseball."
This guy took the ball away from me after he gave it to me, but he gave it back. So I guess it's okay.
Pretty cool stuff, though. Pretty
Yeah,
cool
it
stuff.
is neat because we have several local baseball players who are in the minor leagues right now,
Yes.
and even Mike Brewer from Hillsboro, and of course him and Dylan played against each other in high school. Both of them dropped 40 in the same game against each other,
Yes.
and they're both pitching in professional baseball.
You mean you can play more than one sport?
Well, yeah,
It is encouraged.
except by Misha.
No.
Oh, wait.
Well, that's
In the off-season?
in the off season.
No, wait a minute.
Wow.
Yeah, they don't let.
Gosh, we
anybody-
can't have this show in here anymore. I gotta look at that crap up there.
Oh, sorry.
It's
In case anybody doesn't know, we are here at glorious St. Pius X High School.
for the second week in a row. Can you just come on? I'll have it in my basement. I mean,
Have you fixed the hole yet?
nope. It's got drywall up.
Well,
That's it.
there we go.
That's fixed. fixed.
That's fixed in my book.
That's good enough.
I just keep looking at that net that our Herculaneum sports budget probably paid for.
It
that's
did.
Cut over there.
It did.
You hosted. It should.
I know.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
That's how it works.
Yeah, it's not as sportsmanlike.
Then
Yeah,
you got
whatever.
some good stuff. You got some Cardinal stuff up there for Cal. Oh my!
Yeah.
How about the Cardinals,
Wait,
man?
yeah.
It's been fun to watch.
Hey,
A lot
how
of
about
fun to
today's game?
Oh, getting
I
fired
sat
up.
there and looked at my phone. I go, oh, crap. You know, because you're thinking, oh, Wayno's pitching. Win day. That's what we're doing. It's win day. You've won 11 in a row. He's pitching against some no-name loser.
It
It's
happened.
All right.
It was Wayne a win day. We won.
Yeah, well, he didn't pitch that great.
Well,
Dude.
actually, he pitched really well. If you watch the first inning, the strike zone was.
Oh yeah, that
absolutely
is true.
horrendous.
I'm listening to the
Imagine
game.
that.
Was
He's complaining
Joe
about the umps or something.
I
can't
know.
believe it.
For all of you guys out
Oh,
there,
you
who
referees out
referee and umpire, you do a fantastic
I
job.
agree,
No
they
matter
did.
what
I
Blair
concur.
says.
I know. I don't care what Blair says either. Don't take it out on the boys, coach.
Oh.
But yeah, I mean, the strike zone was bad. He didn't have a great game statistically. The dude hits a grand slam off of him, then hits another solo job, and they're all celebrating in the dugout. Don't celebrate. Like,
Why not?
Darn the luck.
It's
Wait,
entertainment.
It's entertainment. Here we go.
Entertained.
It's entertainment.
Game wasn't over though, was
That's
it?
right.
Now.
Hey,
Yeah, got
don't think for
yours,
1 second.
Brewers.
The other side ain't over there going, man, they're already celebrating. It's Cardinals in
understand
September.
that. I totally understand that.
Don't do it.
Oh, okay.
And they went and done it.
No Fun League Miller over there.
That's right.
Now.
Act like you've been there before, even though you haven't. You're the freaking Brewers. Ain't never done anything.
They didn't pull their shirts and jerseys
But-
off already, did they? Like they used to.
I believe Wayno got one strikeout today
Yep.
Yeah.
to get to that infamous
2000.
He was
2000.
ticked though because if he would have known the last outing at Busch, he would have. He said on the radio today. I don't know if you heard him, but they interviewed him and he said, "Dude, I would have thrown every junk pit. I would have every time I got 2 strikes, I would have rolled it up there to get someone to swing at it to get that strikeout at home."
Yes, he said that.
Hey, but going up to Milwaukee, and of course they come back and win the game tonight. What was it? 8 to 5. 8-5.
Yes.
They're down 5-0. They scored 8 runs in the last 4 innings of the game, 5 innings of the game, and come back and win. They sweep the Brewers in 4 games at Milwaukee, and now they have what, a 4.5 game lead.
Well, 5 depending on how the rest of the night goes.
Yeah.
Correct.
So yeah, and I mean, how crazy is that? That 3
that's
weeks
the-
ago, the Fangraphs said that they had a 1.2% chance of making the playoffs, and now they.
You guys did like a little thing in here about them, right?
No.
About how the front office stunk and how.
Wait. It sucks to be a Cardinals fan. Okay,
Okay, that's what it was.
It sucks. I didn't say it. I love the Cardinals.
No,
but
but-
it's
At
like
that time, it
it's,
was-
oh yeah, well,
But it was shortly thereafter. I mean, I think
That's what it is.
I-
Luck charm.
you guys did it.
Maybe
No,
they
no.
heard it. Maybe they watched it.
The cycle,
Maybe they watched the show.
the wheel is spinning, but it's kind of stopped at the top like a freaking Ferris wheel, and we're waiting to see what happens.
Yeah.
Well, my biggest fear in this whole deal is now the Cardinals will go, we made a play. No, a wild card,
See,
gosh dang
This is-
wild card
that's-
is not
That's what I said.
is not
That's-
making the playoffs. We squeaked in. We still need a shortstop.
Yeah,
I love
we're still 12
Sosa.
games back.
I love some of these guys,
Yeah.
but we got to make some deals. Don't be sitting on your hands and the wallet can't open. No.
Well, I'm interested to see how this Giants-Dodgers ends up at the
And
end.
who we end up
because-
playing if we
because-
end up.
Okay,
Because-
so who would you?
Oh, you comment on who you would rather see the Cardinals play, the Dodgers or the Giants.
I
You
agree.
guys discuss.
Who would you rather the Cardinals play in the wild card, the 1-game wild card game? Who would you rather? them
I don't
play?
want the Dodgers. You're going to get Scherzer.
Well, I don't know that you're going to get Scherzer because if it comes down to it's a 1 game in the last 2 to 3 days, they're going to guarantee they want to try to pitch him to make it to win the division, so they don't have to play in that play-in game. So they got an opportunity to win it. They're going to make sure.
Well, if it comes down to that, but
that's
it
why
may
I'm
not-
hoping it stays within.
Well,
the game,
what are they
so-
going to pull their other $40 million pitcher and throw him? I mean, how many they got over there?
Well, that's why.
Like 70.
That's what I hope that happens.
Okay.
Is I hope it's within a game or two, and we'd have to. Both teams have to play.
You know
pitch
what?
their best.
I hope if we do play the Dodgers, I hope it's Kershaw.
Oh yeah,
We love
yeah, we do.
I do. I hope it's
Postseason, we
Kershaw, and
do.
I hope we embarrass the crap out of him like we
All right,
always do.
so I'm going to give you why I think I would rather play the Dodgers in that wild card game, because the Giants pitchers are not as good in a 5-game series as the Dodgers would be.
Correct.
The Dodgers can line up their pitching against us. If we would win the wild card game against the Giants and play the Dodgers, the Giants can put Scherzer, they can put Urias, they can put Kershaw, they can put Bueller. Forgot about Bueller. Jeez.
Yeah.
And who knows how they'll mix and match that or piggyback one of those guys off the other. So I would rather have my chance to play the Dodgers in a 1-game take-all and just say, we'll see what happens. And just like you said, if they have to pitch Scherzer, okay, but to try to get the division, then he might be out or limited to come and play in that wild card game. So
Right.
I want to take my chances on a 1 game against that team. Because if you win, then you get to play the other one.
Right.
So we're no matter what, if we make the playoffs, we're going to play the Dodgers, or we're going to play the Giants, and I'd much rather play the Dodgers 1 game.
I agree.
1 game. Let's see if all the devil magic that
In
the
a
Cardinals
5-game
pull
series,
out.
in a 5-game series, 100% agree with that.
Because if we had to play the Dodgers, I don't know if we can beat them 3 out of 5.
I agree.
But in 1 game,
Anything's possible.
anything's possible. Kind of like Game 7s. It's automatic.
Just get there.
Yeah, it's all. Hey,
Just
but
get there.
I agree with what you said. For the love of God, please do not get to the playoffs and go, well, we made the playoffs. We fixed my tie.
That's what's going to happen.
And that would be a bunch of BS.
That's what's going to happen.
Well, don't you put that evil on us, Ricky Bobby. I don't want to hear that crap. Okay?
But as the fan base, they
I
should
know.
say, hey, that's fine, we made the wild card, but we're still, 12 and a half back?
No,
However many-
7.
Seven now, okay.
Yes.
All right.
7. The magic number for Milwaukee is 3. We are so close.
Yes.
If we wouldn't have had such a
they're
crappy
going to say-
June.
If all they're going to say, hey, we're right where we need to be with our roster.
No, we're not.
Health, hey.
No, we're
health,
not.
We can stay healthy.
Oh, I thought you were going to say hell no. I
Oh,
heard that. I was like, yes, McVey. No.
They're going to say, we just had a bad string of health and injuries and all of that, and hey, if we can stay healthy through the dog days, then obviously we can pull this off. I go back to, this is the 12-game, 11-game winning streak, first time in 40 years. You can't really. I mean, is this an outlier? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you still have to get better. You still have to.
Yeah,
bump
this
up the
is,
roster.
but we do have some answers. I mean, we have got some answers. I mean, O'Neill's legit. I mean, he's legit.
Yeah, he's okay.
Carlson, I think, is going to be all right. I'm even fine. I'm fine with all 3.
How about Matt Carpenter? What's your thoughts on Matt Carpenter?
What did he do today?
Did he strike out?
I don't know.
Did he get the bat?
I'm sure Ron Rhodes knows. Let us know, Ron.
Yeah. Hey, Ron, if you're watching,
He's watching.
come on, Coach, get on there.
He's watching.
Of course he is.
Sure he is.
So Zach, what's next on our?
Well, I think we're going to turn it over to Riley because he brought up, when we were talking about topic ideas, he had a whole laundry list here, but there was something he was
did you-
passionate
Hey,
about.
real quick before we get into that,
Uh-oh.
did you guys happen to watch the football game last week?
Which one? There were lots of them.
Oh, I didn't know if you
I was just going to say, wait.
Wait, I know.
Monday night,
Wait.
Saturday
First
night,
off.
Sunday night.
I know Jarvis didn't watch the Buccaneers, so we're not even gonna talk about
Didn't.
that.
But
Did they
I
win?
But I have Gronk, and he had
Oh,
3
yeah.
touchdowns, baby. So, yeah.
Are you talking about possibly the best high school finish?
I have
quite some time.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute.
Man.
Yeah, because
Pius R7.
that Pius R7 game had you were riding the
Okay,
roller
like
coasters.
when I saw the last play, it wasn't like as spectacular as I was
Well,
expecting.
if you'd understand that there was a point where St. Pius is up 7-10, so we have a chance.
I've watched it.
Yeah,
We
you watched
play
the film?
them. Yeah, we play
You
them.
watched
We
it.
play you guys this week, so I've
So
seen.
you watched it? You watched game film? Is that
Yeah.
important?
Well, I mean,
Not important at
Well,
all.
for those that didn't watch it,
Didn't
on
watch
Huddle, Pius was up a score. They were down inside our 7's 10.
Yes.
3rd and 4. Still had a chance to get a
First
down. Play action pass winds up
Interception.
interception in the end zone.
Yeah.
Okay, our 7 goes out. ties the ball game. Pius gets the ball back.
Turnover on downs.
Turnover and downs. R7 comes down, under a minute left. Kicks the go-ahead field
You don't
goal.
see that much in
48
in high
seconds
school
left.
as it is anyway.
And
Kicking
it was,
a
hey,
field
I'm going to
goal.
tell you right now, it was a good kick.
Especially from
Yeah,
that
it was.
angle.
That angle.
It was.
good. It was.
It was.
I mean,
Left hash.
yeah, it was good. And he had probably another 15 yards.
Our kicker's terrible, so that wouldn't have happened. But go ahead.
What is his last name? You know?
I might be related to him. I don't know.
Oh, did you
can say
disown
that.
him?
Oh, he couldn't kick a field goal. What's that?
But now we're at 50-some odd seconds. They kick off. Pius returns it a little bit. I think they go incomplete pass. Now it's third down. 7 seconds, 6 seconds.
No, it was on fourth down.
Yes.
Oh, it was on
It was
It
fourth
was
down.
fourth
There
down.
was-
Yeah, so there's three incomplete. No,
Two
two
incomplete and
two incomplete, and then
out of bounds.
ran out of bounds. And Colin scrambled around, and Nate went under, and Dabry went over the top, and they bid on thinking it was going to Nate,
Middle.
and pass goes. I felt bad. To be honest, I felt bad for the kid from R7 who just pinched in just a little bit and bid on that. And
Well-
if you watch the film, he wasn't very far from getting his hand on
Yeah,
that.
but I didn't. That wasn't one I was mad about. If I would have been R7, I would have been mad about the kid that all he had to do was knock him out of bounds
That's true.
on the sideline there, and he had a
At the
perfect.
end?
Yes, he
Yeah.
had a perfect angle and everything, and he just kind of barely shoved. It was a Demarian that caught it, or
It was Dabry.
or Davian. Yeah, it's okay. So he caught it. All he had to
At
do
about
was
the-
knock him out of
about
bounds.
11.
Yeah, he had to knock him out of bounds and didn't get it done.
But you talk about a change of emotion.
Yeah,
Oh,
'cause
whew.
I mean, it was-
everybody.
Oh my
Man,
goodness.
me and Zach are watching it just like, all right, so we're folding up our lawn chairs. It's like, man, we were so
We had
close.
it.
You know,
We
it's like,
had it.
damn it, you're just
Yeah.
on the whole time. It's like, gosh. And then, oh my God, that just happened. You know, you're just like, what?
It was neat. It was neat to
Yeah.
see from where we were at up on the perch, and then it was neat to see the football players and then the kids coming out and just absolute bedlam.
Oh, it was neat for Pius
Absolutely.
fans. Anyway.
Absolutely.
It was.
For our 7 fans, that was like, ugh.
Yeah,
Dagger.
it was,
Right.
It was a dagger.
I would not want to play R7 this week.
Who does play
Not
R7?
after that.
I believe it's Bayless. I think it's their homecoming. I could be wrong.
Oh,
Could
nice.
be wrong.
Would definitely not want to play them tomorrow night.
Oh, you mean
R7.
starters might still be in the fourth quarter?
Wait, that doesn't
Oh,
happen.
watch out.
That
What
doesn't
would you
happen.
rather them do, Jarvis? Fall forward?
No, I'd rather them give it to a freshman or a sophomore. And,
And what, they fall forward?
yeah, and
You heard it here.
and not take.
You heard it here.
No, I don't want them to fall forward. I want them to run, but
And then fall.
I would never take a chance with my starters up 30 and have them in the game still.
I watched this documentary one time about this. that
Friday
happened.
Night Lights, wasn't it?
Oh,
Boogie
man.
Miles documentary.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Billy Bob wasn't very happy after that.
Stuff.
Oops.
Yeah. Well,
My bad.
but Blair, go ahead. Talk to us. I mean,
Well,
you're pretty
wait.
passionate
Before
about
you
Oh,
took off on this, I wanted to. Are you gonna do something that you gonna talk about our golf tournament before we do all this?
well, I'm gonna talk at
this
the
is
end.
a free advertising,
talk about it at
you
the
know.
end.
Listen to these
Okay.
guys. Shameless plugs. Like, hang on
I
a
mean,
second.
we
I got
need
some
some
stuff I gotta
golfers, man.
sell here.
Yeah.
Need some golf.
We are going to talk about that at the
Okay.
end. It's going to be the highlight at the end of the show. So,
Highlights. Right. Hey, stick
All
around
right,
to the end of the
so
show
whatever,
so you can talk about the golf tournament.
so you'll find out. So I have a viewer that watches us pretty regularly on a normal basis every week, and he says, I got something that's kind of been bothering me a little bit, and just really wanted to talk a little bit about a topic that he's had a lot of discussion with parents, not only from the school that he's at, but other parents around the community and around the area, just about this topic. And it's kind of an interesting topic, really, when you come down to it as far as coaches go for, but as probably more importantly from parents. And so it starts kind of like this. Sometimes it seems that athlete's parents or parents' friends are more important than the actual athleticism of kids. So it becomes like a group of parents get kids together from the local community and put together a team.
You mean it's like the Good Old Boy Network?
Yes.
That doesn't happen in America.
Not in America.
In small town America. No.
But this starts at a very young age. So you get a bunch of buddies get together, and they got kids around the same age, and they say, let's go put these kids together and let's go play select, or let's go do this, get together and put together this basketball team or baseball team or, whatever, softball team.
How about all three?
So it could be doing
All three.
Could be. But these
Baseball,
parents,
basketball, football. We're going.
Yes.
like you said, they get together and, maybe they're from a young age, and they usually are a tight-knit group. They're the select, like I said, the Good Old Boy Network, but maybe 8 or 9 or 10 different families that get together, and they stick with these kids. And all of a sudden, you've got some kids coming in from the outside that maybe want to play this, and they feel like they're just kind of pushing them away. I don't know if we don't need those kids in. We got our select 8 or 9, and we're good with that. Or this group's been together. We don't want to break them up. We want to continue to keep them, together. So that happens, and then you bring a kid in maybe from the outside, and all of a sudden he has some success, and they don't handle that very well. As a parent and as a coach, how do you handle that from an outsiding point?
Go ahead, Jason.
You got
you're
these
on
group
it.
of kids. Let's just say these group of kids are all together in one school, but they've been playing together. And now all of a sudden you've got a kid that moves in that maybe is a quality kid.
Well, is he 6'6"? I mean,
I don't know.
Is he running 4.40?
I mean,
that's
Can he dunk?
hey,
Can he
let's
throw 90 miles an hour?
as a coach, I'm going to play the best 5. I don't care how long they've been playing together, what grade they're in, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. I don't care. And as a coach, I'm going to play the 5 that I think is going to win me the game. And it's going to be a lot of stuff that goes into that, whether that's practice, whether that's dedication in the summer, whether that's attitude on the court, attitude with your teammates. All those things are going to go into that decision. We don't just pick 5 guys to start on the first game just because they may be the best 5 guys. Sometimes you make decisions as a coach. I mean, I've had kids transfer in. So I guess I shouldn't have played Isaiah Bracey with all those kids because he was a transfer, right?
I mean, that's the question. I mean, and
Now,
so
the question's easy to answer as a coach.
it should
You
be.
gotta play that kid.
It should be. But here's another point, and it brought this to my attention as well. So now all this, they've been playing together. They've been playing these leagues. They've been winning these leagues, and we're going to highlight it and put it all over social media. And all of a sudden now social media gets it and goes and it's blown up across social media. Now future school coaches now are seeing this and seeing that maybe there's 2 or 3 kids from, let's just say example, 2-3 kids from Festus, 2 from Herculaneum, 2 from Hillsboro, a couple from DeSoto, maybe a couple from R7, a couple from St. Pius, and they got 10 kids all together. Now all of a sudden what do you do to think about now they get into high school? Are school coaches now in that presidents, now they've been playing, those are the top-notch kids. So do you think that they get favored by those school coaches?
Well, okay. I mean, you kind of go, first off, if we're talking about a group of kids that you know and you've seen, you follow personally, I'm gonna know them because they're familiar.
Correct.
But then there's this proving ground that's called practice. And when that kid comes in and they're a transfer, okay, that's great. And all of a sudden it's like, that kid can play. I'm going to put him in situations where he has to mesh with them as much as I can. And, that comes down to, in my opinion, you're going to try to build your culture as much as you can personally. Now, you can't make these guys walk around holding hands and be, just bosom buddies all the time here. That's not possible. I mean, there's guys that you played sports with you didn't like.
Right.
But between the lines, that's where it mattered. That's the war. We're a family here.
I'm sitting next to 2 of them on our men's league right here.
Sorry.
So now that you say that, okay,
He's got
the local
questions
media
for
starts getting involved, and they start seeing all this social media impact about these couple kids from here, these couple kids from here, and so now these kids are getting highlighted by the local media. just these certain kids that have been playing together and how they've been. Oh, these kids went out and played in this league up in St. Louis and won first place in 4 or 5 different leagues.
Man, this is going a lot of different places.
This is very
and
deep.
it's good because I think it leads into one of the most talked about topics, which we're gonna discuss, and I think it's important to discuss this. But school coaches, so now the school coaches get involved, and now they're highlighting these kids because it's all over social media. The media's got a name of, so the media asks, "Hey, what do you think about how the importance of this kid's been playing with this group for however long? Do you think that's an important factor in your success, Coach?" So what do you get as the media starts getting involved in it?
I know my answer.
So, I want to hear it.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, kids been playing basketball for 7 or 8 years. They've been playing together, so yeah, it's gonna. You look at successful programs. I know Dan Johnson out of Hillsboro. Those Hillsboro kids are starting in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade. What do?
Yep.
You get all your Herky kids playing together.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's gonna help if they're out there doing it.
But these kids that have been playing together, select-wise, for such a young age, now they have been pinpointed as the best kids in the community, the best kids in the area, because they've been playing on this select thing, the good old boy network.
Maybe they are
together.
the best. Maybe they still are the best players at their school.
Yeah, well, maybe they are. And here's what I go from that point.
This is
so
like
now
a
you go
rabbit
into
hole.
Yeah.
you go into it. They get to become high school. They go into the league and they're voting for all conference.
Okay.
And you've got a kid that's not a part of that group, but they've been playing together, and so the media is all about it. And now you got coaches that, well, I better make sure I highlight that kid, or I may make sure, even though I might have somebody that's on the same page, I better highlight this kid because his name's all over social media. His name's in the media, talking about it a lot. How do you handle that? Do you simply put that out there, or is it? I mean, the good old boy network. Does it come into play?
I would say, and each conference is different.
Mm-hmm.
I think you have, and everybody's going to know who the best players are, and each coach is going to vote accordingly, whether it's one kid on a team, 2 kids on a team. I mean, Jarvis is kind of maybe disagreeing with me here, but I don't know. I think around the area,
They don't always vote the right ones. But
well,
go ahead.
I will say that they don't always vote the right ones. I'll say what you want to say. Are there names out there that have to be voted on? Yeah, you're right. But I'm going to tell you this right now. The good coaches, and this goes back, I'll tell this story, a long, long time ago.
The galaxy far, far away.
Far, far away.
Oh, sorry.
We had a coach who I respect, and he had a kid that got hurt, and basically said, "Hey, look, it's not fair for everybody else. This kid only got to play before conference, only got to play about half of the year. I know that kid, because that player didn't get to play, can't be all conference. But that player's a senior. That player, in all honesty, is probably the best, if not one or number 2 in the conference. If you find it in the goodness of your heart to maybe give a second team or honorable mention, then go ahead and do that. If not, I totally understand." And hearing that coach say that, and it was a long time ago, I was like, hey, as a coach, you got to respect that, But I get, how do you vote? Varsity coaches, you hear this all the time, right? Well, so and so made all conference. Well, how can you be all conference when you play 2 out of 6 conference games? Right? How does that work?
Well,
Maybe you got hurt.
Here's what I say: is it?
Then
is
you
it-
didn't play. Then
is
you
it-
can't be all conference if you didn't play all
Well,
year.
It goes right along with this gentleman's comment. Is it name recognition over performance?
Yeah.
Do you think that kid's been highlighted since he's in 2nd grade? That they're the core group and they're the best of the best here. They've been playing together for that long, so now their name's out there. Hey, well, Johnny's a lot better than George. Okay, so what are you going to do about that?
I don't know. I'm with Kevin. There's so many parts to this question. It's like the world's worst history essay question.
Zach, Zach, write that one down.
There's not enough
question, right?
It's all over the place here, Blair.
Well, should be. That's what I'm talking about.
So many layers to this
There's
idea.
so many things that you could talk about with this topic. go very
It
different ways.
sounds
But
like
what
to
you're
me
saying
is
is-
someone's hurt
No.
by a situation that happened.
I don't think so. I don't think so at all. I think this has been happening across everywhere. Just not just in our local area, but across the country.
But
this happens.
Okay,
Right.
but okay, let's look at it like this. So a few years ago, when Kobe Klaus played for me, okay, and his senior year tears the ACL. He's 1,000-point scored. You know, whatever.
He's a stud.
He's okay. He's pretty good. And we're in an all-conference meeting, and I did that. I said, hey, you know, he only played in 7 games as a senior. If somebody wants to throw a vote out there, so he'd be honorable mention. And they did. So is that bad that kid got, you know, considering what he has done? He didn't even play in a conference game.
I've got my viewpoint on all the postseason stuff anyway. Being JCC, MAAA, coming back.
But
the whole
go
which
ahead.
it's a different. So finish your story, then I'll tell you.
Well, my whole thing is when, okay, we're talking about the media, and the media wants to talk about certain kids.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is when the media talks about kids to me on the radio or broadcast or anything, it's always a trap.
Mm-hmm.
I always feel like it is. Not because they're setting it, it's because no matter what I say, perception is reality. If a parent of another kid hears what I say,
Yeah.
and they listen, and I don't mention
Johnny.
their kid or someone else's, and wow, you just give it to that kid all the time. Or the best one is if I do give props to their kid and they didn't listen to the whole freaking interview,
Or
and they
snipped.
yeah,
That's
they,
10 second
or
clip.
yeah, they catch that. So that's why I'm always being Bull Durham. It's all Bull Durham stuff. Cliches. All cliches, baby. So when you ask me a question, well, we just come out there and did the best we could. Anytime I'm on the radio,
Coach speech.
it's all coach speech, and 100%.
Well, it's got to.
You have to, because it's a trap, and
That
it shouldn't be.
I'm not as good as you are with that, Miller, I guess, but
I'm not very good.
I'm just saying. I think
Just throw it out there.
It kind of takes it away. I mean, like, you know,
That's the world we live in,
you have a
man.
game, you have a game, and one of your sixth man comes in and scores 25, and that's the reason why you win the game. I'm going to mention that sixth man's name. I don't care who gets mad.
Right.
I mean, if that's the sixth man that came in, scored the 25 points, is the one that put us over the edge.
But see, to me, that's okay. It's twofold. To me, radio is not the one. I mean, it's mentioning it. I'm gonna give that kid props.
Yeah, when I mentioned that, hey, you know, so and so came off the bench and I have 25 points. It was a great game.
Anytime we've had like live stream, we'll do our games or something, and they'll ask about the kids, and so highlight them. Yeah, it's not going to be something that's going to be edited where I can, you know, you can go back. Anytime the parent says, "Well, you didn't talk," yeah, sure, go back and watch. Go back and watch. Rewind. It's fine. You can see that. I just don't like being put in that situation. You call after a game and you give the score. You give the score. You call a KJ, call whatever KTJJ, and there's so many of them I forget. And you tell them, and they say,
LMNOP, you know.
"Yeah." So you give us a little highlight of the game, and it's really about 2 answers every time, just because.
Well, and part of it is that
Because they'll edit it.
They are going to edit it.
Yeah.
It's just gonna boil
Oh
down
my
to
gosh, how many
10
times I've said something and then read it in the paper and went, "No, I didn't say that."
Well, here I'll tell you a quick story.
Wait, when the paper covers this?
I can say the paper wins the paper cover us. But anyway,
When I wrap it and use it as Christmas presents, or put it on the floor for the dog.
I like my
Gets covered
target
then.
with it,
but Blair's bringing this up. So, umpteen years ago, coaching baseball, you know how our paper would do the previews, right?
Yep.
Did you write? Have you ever written a preview? No, right? They give you questions, you do Q&A and all that. Do you ever send pictures in or anything like that? No. So here I get a kid coming. Hey, how come so and so is on the cover and their picture is on the cover and my picture's not, or this other guy's picture's not, or that? Why? And I looked. I said, "Did you see who wrote the article? Yeah. Does that say Coach McVey on it? No. Then why are you asking me? I didn't write it. Well, I said, and this is exactly what your point is that Now, kids see this. Kids are in tune to it because parents are in tune to it. And, well, wait a second. How come that kid is getting highlighted but not me or not my kid or this, that, and the other? And it does. It creates friction sometimes. You know,
I think it all goes back to as a coach, and it's getting harder every year. People don't want to hear the truth.
No.
Like, I bring in every kid after cuts, and I bring them in, even if I'm cutting them or whatever, and I tell them exactly why I saw what I saw, and this is why I'm making this decision. Or say it's going to be a guy who I think is going to be my sixth man. I bring him in and I tell him that. Or one year, I had a kid, I brought him in, I said, hey, you're going to be a junior, but I'm going to keep you, but you're going to have to play JV. Now, you need to make a decision on that, whether you want to or not. Now, the kid kind of looked at me crazy and never really answered, but he came to practice the next day, so I got my answer then. But, you know, some people don't want to hear the truth. And
you can't handle the truth.
Well, I mean,
here's what Coach is saying at that point. So that kid that got highlighted from the paper, the media, well, his name's been all over the place because he's been playing together with this select group. You got another kid that really is maybe the outsider, but maybe just as good and maybe even more talented, but doesn't get the recognition because his name's not been really put out there because he just came on at the end of the year last year. Maybe just kind of got started developing a little bit, maybe put some extra work in the off season, and then all of a sudden nobody knows anything about him. So he gets frustrated because he thinks that coach is not giving him any props. Forget this. I'm just going to go find something else to do. I'm going to go do something else. And that happens a lot.
Sure does.
Happens a lot. Not necessarily just, I'm not saying locally. I'm talking across the country. It happens a lot. You hear about it.
If a kid's going to quit because of that, then I'm not so certain you want him in your program, dude.
That's a good point.
Okay, I mean,
but
if you have that little bit of thick skin, then you're not even going to be able to handle me coaching you.
Well, you shouldn't, but I think it happens.
Yeah,
it might happen,
but time out. I hear what you're saying. We all agree. But if that's a 6'4" kid that's a double every night, you ain't cutting him and you ain't telling him to turn loose.
I didn't say I was cutting him. You did. No.
I know, but you
got to go.
You just said maybe he's better off
go.
not in your program. And what I'm saying is, depending on the kid, if he's good enough, you're going to say, no, hey, come on out. Every coach is going to say that.
Sure.
Why? Because our jobs, our livelihood, everything's tied into it. And so,
well, yeah, you're going to say that, but
right.
What I'm saying is 6 months down the road, it may not have mattered anyway with that situation.
Right.
And for a parent or whoever this is, to think that it's the coach's fault that they're not being mentored.
They're not saying the coach's fault. The kid is automatically assuming because, oh, well, so-and-so's been playing together. Now that's all they hear about. That's all you hear about. That's all that you perceive as that. So that's your perception right away.
You don't really have any control over that.
Well, no. Here's the other kicker. Kids are also in tune when they read, whether it's in the paper, they hear stuff on the radio, but they don't understand because they're kids. Let's just take our football program. And Rubel. Is he getting D1 looks? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. What did the paper say? Got to ride the Rubel train. That's what the paper said, right?
Yeah.
Okay. There were kids that were kind of, I don't want to use this term offended, but they were like, wait a second, why is it all about him? This is a team sport. They're not mad at him, but they also don't, on the other side of it, they don't understand. The paper is writing this. The coaches are not writing this. The player is not writing this. It's, once again, like we try and tell them in current events class, this, that, and the other, it's shock factor. It's, if it bleeds the lead, you got to make an interesting article.
Yes.
And you're going to talk about this. So you have to kind of talk the kids off.
Maybe the writer needs a knee surgery. I don't know.
I think it happens more than what we understand and realize.
Or a player graduates and then they bring up an article or they talk on the radio. Well, how are you going to survive without the player that just graduated? And then those kids.
That's a fun one.
That's a fun one, right? And the kids are like, wait a second. That kid graduated. Why are you talking about so-and-so? Talk about us. We're on this team. So I get what you're coming from. I hear what you're saying because now the kids are smart enough, but it's also the adults that are involved in as well that are probably stoking that fire.
No way. You mean they're going home and listening to it at the dinner table? So and so got a newspaper. They're riding his train and not your train.
Yeah, what are you going to do about it?
Yeah, that happens.
Trust me,
Yeah.
I'm aware.
And it's frustrating as a coach. It's even more frustrating because, you have nothing to do with it, but you're
No.
the first one to blame.
Uh-huh.
And
Yep.
so that's where
Well, I'm pretty used to that as a coach now. So I mean,
Listen,
We're all crazy for coaching anyway.
But-
I mean,
but-
that's,
This is
you
true.
know, so
the
we're
point
used to
of
it.
the point of it is I think that it's become more of a focus because of all this select stuff that's been happening. Select has been really made school sports really less fun for coaches because we've now been put into a predicament of who's coaching these kids and what are they telling them? What are they feeding into their heads? What are they telling them that, hey, you're a lot better than your high school coach ever gives you credit for?
I can get you the D1 scholarship.
Because you're paying thousands of dollars to come see me instead of that high
Alright.
school coach.
Maybe
I
I
think-
should just start charging money and then
Well,
tell them
I mean,
that I can get them a
evidently-
scholarship.
Mitchell wants it that way too. I mean, right now,
Right
that's
now,
what they're doing.
That's
Yeah.
another. That's
Oh,
another
sorry, that was
topic.
bad. That was sore.
That was-
Sore subject.
Well, I think we can.
We can go to break, and I got
Yep.
one more thing we'll talk about after break, and then we'll go into another.
You sure you don't
topics.
want to talk about it?
We'll
I'm
go-
just
we'll
kidding.
go to break.
All right, so
We're
look.
gonna try and go to break.
We're gonna try to go to
You watch
break.
your mouth and
So,
What are
yeah.
you trying to say?
All right, you're watching the coach's box. We'll be right back. So hopefully we don't say anything we shouldn't when we go to break here,
Don't
guys.
Say we, say you.
Yeah, Jarvis. Let's see if we're on. There we go. I think we're back now. Good
And
gosh.
we're back. Right?
Golly.
Welcome back to the coaches. Box.
Welcome back. Hey, I was trying to get the hang of some stuff here.
I know.
Hey,
You
new
have
things.
a teaching degree. You don't have a tech degree.
I know, man.
So
Thank goodness.
I mean, you figure all the
Should have went to Rankin.
the channel changing you get to do on a daily basis from Netflix.
That's
to
that's
Disney.
why I'm good enough to do this.
You are.
That's right. Shut your damn mouth or you're talking to me.
Man. There with the head coach, assistant coach right there.
It's gonna be a fun season. You just wait.
I would love, not because I want to get any insider information. I just want to see you and him and
Eddie.
Grumpy and
Oh.
Eddie and wait, you got some other old guy that's helping too, don't you?
Klaus?
Klaus. Oh my god, grumpy old guy.
No, he's not grumpy at all.
No.
Not at all.
No.
I love watching him
And,
do. I love when he's on the clock. He's cracking me
He
up
hates
in
it because he
summer.
can't get his steps in.
True.
He's all the time one of them steps. All right, so we had a really good conversation before we went to the break. Blair had to pee, so we had to go to break.
Shocking.
I know.
Shocking.
But I'm kidding. It was actually me.
Amazing.
So anyway, go ahead, Riley, and just put us right back into the same.
So
I like this one.
this is kind of a we kind of talked about this a little bit earlier in the segment, but so I want to know why a coach leaves in his starters during a blowout.
Do you?
Stats.
Is it because a parent will go to the AD the next day to complain about their starter didn't get to add to their stats, that he got pulled out after the second quarter because they were up by 35 and his kid didn't get to add his stats for the future? Maybe the kid's looking at scholarship opportunities, and so maybe needs those stats to maybe get to the play at the next level. So do you think what are your guys' feelings on that?
Okay,
Before we
right
go
here.
in.
I want to get in
yeah,
on
we should have
this.
the mic. Hold
Okay.
on.
Hey, first of all, if you're winning the game and you pull kids, let's just say that you're playing somebody who's not good, and the game is over very, very early, and you pull your starters. Let's just say you have a kid who averages 20 points a game, and you pull him, and now he's only he's probably 11, 12, whatever. He's not going back in the game. Okay, if it's that bad, if it's that much over with, he's not going back in the game.
Right.
At that point, it's over. I'm not worried about for any parent who watches our show and you're worried about stats because this happens. Rest assured that college that might be looking at your kid doesn't give a rat's ass about that game and their stats. When they look at the final score and say that it shows that it was 80-22, they know that they're not playing. And when if they look at any film,
You're not sending that film in.
You're not
Your
sending
head
that
coach
film.
isn't sending that film.
or if they happen to pick up a live stream or it's on YouTube or something from when the school puts it out there, they stop watching when that kid is done.
Real quick, too.
And they don't look at this. Well, they only average 19.2 instead of 20.5.
Okay.
That's stupid.
I mean,
That's
they're
what
not-
you-
He's also saying though, leaving the player in.
No, wait.
Out.
For any parent who wants
Mhm.
that to happen, that's a stupid decision. Even stupider is a coach who leaves a kid in to get those stats, to pad them, to make it's ignorant as hell.
What if that kid's close to breaking a record?
I'm gonna tell you right now. Hey, here you go. In my experience,
I'm letting Zach talk.
In my experience, I probably cost Kaylee in her 4 years of taking her out when she scored. I probably cost her the opportunity of being the all-time leading scorer, taking over, because when she dropped 40 and she set the single game record in the first 2 minutes of the third quarter, she's out.
Mm-hmm.
When we're playing and it's a blowout and she's out. And she had a ton of those games, both her junior and her senior year. And she was really close. I'd have to go back and find the stats. But if I would have left her in, even if it was for half of the time, she probably would have broke Holly's all-time scoring record, but couldn't do it.
Right.
Okay? And now,
Well,
if you want to say I'm a jerk because
No,
of
you're
that,
not a jerk. What if
you
she had
know,
blew her knee out?
There you go.
What?
Hey,
what
Boogie.
that's the worst.
And
Boogie
that's
Miles. Booby Miles.
Booby Miles.
Yeah,
There you go.
And that's what aggravates me the most. And I've had it done to me more than once.
Oh, yeah.
And I sit there and I
No
look.
local coach.
Yes, local coaches.
You can't
And-
see me. I'm giving you the bird, Zach.
Oh, I'm not giving Miller the bird. I will say.
Well, just ask
I'll let people figure out who this is, and he knows because I've given him crap about this. Hey, I gotta work on this press for next week.
my goodness.
My first year ever of coaching, my first head coaching experience was against St. Pius the X, and I was told that I needed to work on this
Oh,
press.
my gosh.
We're really good friends now, but at the time I wanted to punch him.
Yeah, I would have too.
And I've had it happen to me up 50, and put the starters back in to start the fourth quarter. I'm like, man.
And
what's the point?
and here's
the
And now
point?
I will say in that same game I had Jordan Duncan out there, but he was coming off an injury, and I had him out there with 3 sophomores and a junior that never played.
So my question to this is now.
When you've like stared at some
Now
shit
it gets
too long.
chippy. You're up that much, and all of a
I'll say
sudden
this.
the other team's down.
Uh-huh.
One of those kids that comes off the bench don't get to play very much. Says, "You know what, buddy? I ain't letting you go up and freaking get that done."
Are you like flashing back to the same game I was talking about?
No, it's got
But-
the shakes. Hey, I said it out loud back when I was young and dumb and a really, really young coach. Hey, when girls down on the floor, grabbing a knee, grabbing a face, maybe if she wasn't out there up 50, this wouldn't happen.
Right. And I think that's the scary part about it is you're going to see that happen a lot if that continues to happen, because kids
And the
are
shot
not
clock.
dumb, and kids are going to see those things, and kids are going to make a reaction, and kids are going to react to that point. And I think it's going to be a very hard thing to follow.
Let me
and
ask
watch.
you this. I'm a piggyback, and you tell me: is it the ego-ness? That's not a word. Whatever. Is it the ego of a coach? Is it?
It is now.
Is it only the coach who's getting butthurt in that situation, or is it, or what? Because the kids know, but are they really? Are they that upset? Is it the adults that are the ones getting butthurt, or is it the kids?
Well, here's what I ask you then. Okay, so let's say that happened 5 years ago. Okay, those 5 years ago that
It happened 5 years ago.
Well, I was just gonna say it was about 5 years ago, bro. But go ahead. Go ahead.
Now 5 years later, that team and that coach is down, and you're pretty solid. Do you return the favor?
One time.
So here's what I'll
One
tell
time.
you.
I'll tell you right now that
One time.
if I ever can, it's gonna happen.
See,
One time.
I've had that opportunity to do it, and I just can't do it because those kids that I am coaching against doesn't have nothing to do with that. And I felt I as a coach would feel terrible if one of my kids got hurt, or two, one of the kids on the other team got hurt because of
Then how
something.
are we having scores 100 and something to 10?
Well, and there's a reason why
They're running their Grinnell.
It could be. Could be.
They got a snowbird at half court.
Up 87-7, still shooting threes with your starters in the fourth quarter. Saw that.
Well, that
highlight
was
tape
being
last year.
that was being sent to college coaches though.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah, again.
I know I'm being a jerk. I'm taking some jabs, but
But that's why. So answer my question: is it us as adults or us as coaches being butthurt, or are we too sensitive? Are we too soft skin?
No, because you know what's going to happen is somebody has a chance of getting hurt. Okay, I mean they really do. You got to get them out.
But is it about wins and losses?
For who? Yes, if that's what they're in it for.
That's what I think.
Wait, I can't answer for somebody else being a jackass.
The
Okay,
perception of that
Sure.
is, well, that coach just wants to win. He's all about winning. Or is it on the flip side of that coach is all about, getting his kids the recognition?
well, I saw Justin Ford on here, and I played him a couple years ago, and we came out and it was 21-2 like that, and I was already subbing. We're talking first quarter, second quarter, and I'm already subbing. And I dressed out 15 people. I played everybody. I had freshmen out there. I mean, so there's a way to win with class and a way to treat another coach with respect. And if you're up that much, I mean, and you have a starter in, and it sucks for that starter, but you deserve what happens if something happens. I hate to say it as the coach.
Zach just said it a while ago.
You cannot, I mean, and what's that say for my kid that's my kid that never gets in and sitting down there at the end of the bench? We're up 50, and I still got starters in the game. What's that saying to my kid that comes to practice every day, that is a great practice player for our kids and drives us and makes us better than what we really are, because he's there every day pushing us.
It's mentally tough.
But he doesn't get to play, and then here's an opportunity for me to play him for almost 3 quarters in front of the home crowd, or 2 quarters in front of everybody, and I sit him on the bench?
Or you don't let that kid score in the game when I finally get to put him in.
Well, that's not going to happen. I mean, that's a little. He's got to take that on his own.
Okay, so you asked the question about what if they're close to breaking a record. Okay,
break it the next game.
I was gonna say, does it really matter in an 80-10 win?
No. Okay, there's a couple things that you have to be cognitive of. Okay, number one, the score.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, how many games are left?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The chances of them maybe doing it in a different game, and how far away are they from the record? Let's say they come into a game and you're going to just beat the absolute piss out of this team, and they're 35 points away from breaking a record.
No.
Not happening.
No.
Not.
No.
Do you have another game after that?
If I have another game.
Another game after that.
That's it.
What if it's not going to be at home? What if it's going to be away?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
I just wanted to see what you'd say.
Doesn't matter.
I agree.
Now, I'll be honest with you, tell you this. If I'd have known that a certain player was close on the other team, and we were in a situation where we were ahead, if I'd have known that ahead of time, we might have played a little bit different, because out of respect for that kid, I changed my game plan a little bit.
And I said, and that's one of the things.
Well, I got one on this, but go ahead.
I know where this is going, don't you?
I've had conversations with coaches before the game. Hey, I got a kid that's going to be 5 or 6 away from this. I mean, I think it's happened down in North County against Coach. I said, hey, I got a kid that's going to break the assist record tonight. Could possibly do it with 5 assists. I mean, after 5 assists, I'm going to call a timeout. I want to let you know. But I want to do that, and that I just try to communicate that in advance.
Okay, but
knowing
that can come back and burn you.
It can,
because what you just said happened to me. I had a kid that was going to score 1,000 points. He was 8 points away. He was averaging like 18 a game.
Right.
We're out at Jefferson, and we're going to not Jefferson. We were out at the shootout. They ran a box and 1 on him, so that he couldn't get the score.
Yes.
And
be better.
I know.
I'm kidding.
Beginning of the game.
Yeah, but I told him before the game, just because. But right. I mean, they were up a lot and still running a box and 1 on them, and so I went, man, maybe I shouldn't have said that, because people were in the stands. They had the balloons. They had
They knew. People. The other coach knew.
You have
to do that.
It kind of burned me, but. I felt like I had to say it, because I was going to call a timeout for the kid and celebrate his 1,000 points.
You do. You have to. I mean, being fortunate enough at Grandview, at North County, and at R7 to have all of the leading scores there in all those programs, you say that to the umpires.
Man, you're a hell of a coach.
No, apparently not.
Stud.
But anyway, you tell the officials. No, apparently not. But anyway, you tell the officials in pregame. You say, hey, by the way, there are so many. And I would like to call a timeout. Try and recognize that, whether like I said, first half, second half, whatever the case may be. And as long as the officials know, they have done a really good job for.
I agree, and that's what one of the things that I think, and I wanted to highlight is when those things kind of happen. I always try to tell the official the same thing, and usually 99.9% of the time, unless it's really tight game close at the very end. Most officials are going to blow his whistle, my timeout, and point over to
Jordan?
To the recognition.
Yeah.
I feel like that's
we had
important.
this happen.
That's what I was talking about.
Yes.
And
you were in the box.
Well, I didn't. No.
We were face guarding him though.
They were face guarding him, but I mean.
But I didn't know he was 7 away.
Right. Yeah, but it was more than 7 when the game started. I think it ended up he was 7 short.
Oh, he was 7 short.
And
that's why.
Then we had to go to Bourbon where he got it afterwards. But we had to be at Bourbon instead. even though it was
crowd.
here at Pius, it would have been better here. But I mean, look, I ran everything I could to try to get him to score points, and Riley Nager shut him down pretty well. I mean, he still had 11, I think, that game, but you know, I wasn't mad at Chris about it. It wasn't Chris's.
I don't know. I heard a lot of people giving me a hard time about it.
Well, you probably because
There's several people who were giving me a hard time
not
about it.
me.
You mentioned it.
You
You definitely mentioned it a couple times.
Oh my gosh!
I just did it to give you trouble.
Well, he finished 7 short. Now you gotta go to freaking Bourbon. That's exactly how that
Yeah,
went.
but I was upset with that he didn't. I'd say, Chris, it's your fault. I was just upset he didn't do it.
And Riley Nager,
Here.
if you're watching, which you're not, it's your fault.
Well, it
Your
was his
defense
fault.
was too good.
It was. It was really good.
Is what I mean. I think that topic is really a.
That's always going to be a sore spot, source of contention, and you're going to have two ways of thinking because you got the keyboard warriors, get better, or
Hey,
I love when they
Yes.
say that.
get better. You're right. I'm sorry. What were we? We're 80 points. Hold on. We'll come back.
Now,
in a
I
couple
will
weeks. It
say-
be 80
I will
points.
say I
we'll
will-
play left-handed.
Or what about?
I will say I will differ on the falling forward bull crap. I mean, because if I put in a freshman who's practiced all year, blah, 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 and he's still whooping your varsity, I can't.
But I
like
go
that.
back to even before then, there's a way to handle it.
Correct.
Because what you do is, in my opinion, if I know I'm going to play you, and I know I'm already, we both know it's going to be a running clock,
Yeah.
and it is probably going to be worse
I
than a
hate
running
games
clock.
like that, but go
Okay.
ahead.
I'm going to start from the jump. I'm probably going to say, you're talking about that guy that's at the end of the bench that's worked his tail off. Hey, guess what? You're starting tonight.
Right.
And I'm gonna mix and match. No, I'm gonna mix and match. I'm gonna have different groups. I'm gonna have this, that, and the other because it does. As Chris said, we could probably. Play
I'm
left
not
hand
going to
and
do
still-
that. I mean, because
That's-
on any given night, your kids could have an off night.
No, not 50,
Yes, they-
not
yeah.
50 points different.
Okay,
Exactly.
you can look at our matchups, and he beat me by 20 or 30 one time, and then I came back and beat him the next time, or
But that's
vice
not
versa.
50 plus.
Well, okay.
That's what I'm saying.
30
We're
still.
We're talking about that. We're talking about the 100 points.
Well, that's a
10.
little different. The 100, yeah.
That's what we're all.
I don't think
talking
you could
about.
ever. I don't know how you ever let it get to that.
Well, first off, it gets to a certain point, and it's my team that's on the losing end. There's going to be words, okay?
Oh my gosh.
Now, I don't care who you are. I don't give a rat's ass what happens.
I'm
at
going to
that
tell you
point.
right now. I would do what we've talked about it, and what I would love to do if I wouldn't get fired for it. But I would have my kid throw the ball into them. If they
I've
were
done
still
that.
pressing me, I would just say throw it into him and say, "Here you go." If it's that important to you, bro,
Hey.
here you go.
As I've said, this is what I've done when I've had that happen to me. It's been junior high at the time, because when I coached all 3 levels, and they were on ball pressing. So, called timeout. I said, "Take the ball out of bounds. I want you to throw him the ball." Looked at me like I was crazy. I said, "Just throw him the ball until I tell you to stop." We did it 4 times. Kid caught it, surprised, shot a layup, got on the ball, threw it to him. Layup, shot the ball 2 more times, called timeout. I turned and looked at it, I said, "Is it enough?" I looked right at the coach and I said, "Is that enough? Do we need more?"
Right.
I did it loud enough where everybody in Jesus could hear it. I asked him a simple question, and he subbed his players out. They stopped pressing, just like that. I guess I had to make him look like an ass in front of everybody.
Young coach didn't know what he. I mean, do you get lost in the moment?
If you're lost in the moment, number one, you're an
If
idiot.
you only know what I want to say right now, it's so bad. It's just got. I was down one time, 24-1, at half, and I walked by the coach, and he probably doesn't remember this, and he was not like it was. He was he'd been at it probably 6, 7, 8, 9 years at the time.
You're not young at that point.
And I said, dude, if you come out and press us in the second half, I might run over and punch you. And he kind of looked at me. I go, dude, we can't even get across half court, man. That's 24-1. And I only had 6 players. This is when I was doing girls basketball under the great tutelage of Ken Jones, but he never watches our show. So
No,
That is false.
and so
we can either confirm
Or
or
more
deny,
deny.
if Coach Jones ever.
But-
Pretty sure he does.
I mean, there's a couple people on here. Wojcik put on here, Coach Wojcik. I can't probably say his name correctly.
Wojcik,
I'm so
yeah.
Wojcik. Gosh, I'm a brain fart today. It's been a long day. But I mean, if you can't realize as a coach when and when not to do stuff like that, I mean, I just question.
Hey, I've had conversations with coaches that have said this, and this is at the junior high level and all the way up to varsity. When talk about rivalry games and do that, well, you know what? They know I'm going to run the score up on them when I have players, and I know when they have players, they're going to run the score up on me.
Well,
Now, does that not sound?
It sounds like it's about you.
well,
That's what it sounds like. Because at the end of the day, your Johnnies and Joes all change every year. It's a
But
different
that's
team.
a mentality. That
Sure.
is a mentality.
But you know what? I probably felt the same way when I was a little younger. No, it's not like that. It's my kids against your kids, and those kids are going to be different kids next year.
You know-
and if I do that, my kids might suffer next year because of what I did this year. Not me, not him. His kids will suffer this year. My kids might suffer when it's
Right.
the tables have turned.
So him and I last year, okay, I had the same situation happen when him and I were playing each other, and we were up by 20 something, or after the maybe late in the second quarter.
Did you guys eat wings after?
Yes, we sure did. You know what? And I turned away, and we went into the hospitality room and ate wings. That's right, we did before the boys game, and we actually ate some barbecue that I think Mr. Johnson cooked. Or something.
That's right. I lost by 4 points after that. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, it was a good game, but
1 point the year before. Yeah.
we're up, so we pull off, and he's having a hard time getting across the court, so we pull off the
Same
press in
refs.
second half, and he gets his kids fired up at halftime. They come out, and they go on like a 10-0 run, against us, and it gets down to about a 11 point ball game at that point. So,
I thought it was 8 or 9 at one point. 'Cause I was on the stage going, I think I did the game actually on.
You did.
I did on live stream,
my
and I
thought
was kind of like, oh my.
My thought was, I talked to Stevie. He said, "Man, you took that press off early."
And you know what? It just the point of it
Yeah.
is that's not who I am.
Right.
And so I went back and we started pressing again. I think we got it up about 18 or 19 again, and then I pulled back off. Well, that's just the respect I have for him, but I have more respect for those kids that are out there, because ultimately, what good was it teaching my kids to do that? What good was it teaching our sevens kids to do that? And I didn't, and I got a lot of people that pulled me to the
Everybody
side
heard that.
after that game and said, "Hey, Coach, I
wanted to.
appreciate you doing that. Not only from our school, but from our seven." So that happens. The tides turn. A week later, the tides turn.
It was not us though. It was
The
not
tides
us.
turn, and we're at a middle school. We're at a middle school conference championship game, and we're playing, a school, and
School.
Hey, school.
I will not.
It will not be
The tides
mentioned.
turned.
And so, the tides turn on.
Our
the
table
opposite
has
side.
turned, Trebek.
So, our middle school team is down 30-1
I think it was
at halftime.
Was it 30 or 40?
To 1 at halftime.
It was
And
40.
I'm not very happy. I'm watching this game. I'm not even
It's a lot.
coaching. I'm watching this game in
Did
the
you get thrown
stands.
out?
So I go out.
Oh, wait a minute. I was at this game too, I think.
You sure were.
And my daughter was the one that handed the ball to the other team. Hey, here we go.
So I'm very aggravated at this point. So I go up and I'm walking to the thing, and I said, "Hey, you remember so-and-so situation?" I said, "I hope that the favors returned in the opposite direction in the second half, and we don't continue to keep pressing us." Comes out in the second half, still pressing us. So at this point, I'm pretty aggravated. I'm really aggravated.
I got a phone call.
You might have gotten a phone call. So at that point,
why would you get a phone call with a different school with a
I'm
school?
not. I
It
just said the tides
said the
turned.
tide had turned.
I didn't specify what school it was.
These are called context clues, kids.
So exactly right.
I know,
You
that
know-
50-point thing I keep talking about, same context.
So I'm really aggravated at this point, and I said, I will not forget this, But at the end of the day, the more frustrating thing is we didn't score a bucket the whole night. We made 2 free throws. We ended up with 2. It was 54-2 at the end of the game. But after they pulled the press off after the third quarter, they go to about half-court trap. And they trap us at half-court. We can't even get the ball past half-court. They're trapping us, So I think
Was this the 8th grade game?
No, 7th grade game.
Okay, I was
So-
going to say, okay, so my daughter didn't play it.
It's the
Okay,
next game.
my
But
bad.
yes. So the point of it is the tides have changed and the same favor wasn't replayed a week later. So and it's not his fault. But it's just frustrating to me because who is that hurting? The kids. And that's where I play it out as that. And the other situation that I want to talk about before you go to there is scheduling. Is it important for sometimes scheduling to maybe we shouldn't be playing those schools. Now, if they're conference opponents and we have to play them, okay. But maybe we shouldn't be putting that school on the docket. If we're going to be beating them 80-5, maybe we shouldn't be scheduling them.
Get better. But anyway.
Now, that's the comment. Get better.
Now, I'm going to throw a curveball here.
I'm here.
All right. So I'm up 35. All right.
You're up 35.
Which hardly ever happens. But anyway. I'm up 35.
Until you win the conference this year.
All right. Shut up.
And it begins.
I'm up 35. And I decide, okay, I'm going to start subbing. The clock's running. It's middle, third quarter. I'm going to start subbing.
Okay.
So I get all my subs in, right? I got 2 freshmen out there,
I know where this is going.
sophomores, and a junior. So said team that I'm whooping their butt. I mean, everyone in the gym knows the game's over, right?
Right.
Sees that I got running clock. Sees I got young kids out.
Here it comes.
Haven't pressed this all game.
Here it comes.
And
That mic-
starts pressing me. And I had this happen this past year to my varsity.
Yep.
And after about 10 points were scored, and then now it's getting, it's like 12 or 14. I go, all right, starters, get up, go back in. And I mean, I'd already said to the coach, hey, we'd already talked before the game that, hey, he goes, we're terrible, I appreciate it if you get up. And so I did. I said what he asked, I did. And what
What you got back?
What I got back in return was him pressing and trying to get back in the game. And then so I'm like, okay, guys, go back out there and score as much as you want.
Yep.
And I didn't want to do that, but I'm like, I'm not losing this game now.
No.
And so then my guys took a couple trips to get a little warmed up, and then I'm like, all right, so you know what? We can start pressing you too.
That's right.
And so we pressed, got it back up to about 25, pulled them back out and said, look down. Was like, he didn't press me then. But I mean, I'm like, dude, we even talked before the game.
Chris really wants to talk about it.
Go ahead.
It happened last year to me. I just went ahead and said what I had to say to the coach.
Which was?
During the game.
We don't
What?
have it done.
Oh, it-
Which
no,
was?
what?
What to what? What would you say?
Don't you ever do that to me. Don't you ever do that to my kids. Okay? Because at that point, you're going after my kids. I'm going to go after you.
That's right.
Okay? Now, let me be 100% clear. I'm not PC on any of this stuff, okay? I'm not going to be one of those guys. I don't care. I really don't care. You come after my kids, I'm coming after you. And I made that clear that don't you do that. You press my kids after you press my subs at the end of the game when the game is out of hand. It doesn't even matter if it's a running clock. The game is over and I got my kids in just because at this point
because you haven't pressed before.
Right.
If you're already pressing, then it's a
different story. Yeah. Right. So at this
Well, I'm
point,
probably not gonna be able to sub as easy if
I'm unloading my bench to get my guys out because the game is there's time on the clock, and you have not done anything like you said. There's no press. There's nothing up until this point. The game is over. If you want to make the score look a little bit better, okay, that's great. You should have done that maybe with my starters in. Or my normal players, not the kids that don't ever get to play.
Correct.
Because that's BS.
Yep.
Now we got a problem.
I mean, you were whooping us pretty good. The one game here, and yeah, I didn't want the kid to score, but I wasn't pressing.
I know you weren't.
I wasn't pressing.
No,
you.
no,
So
no.
I'm like, we're down 30, man. What? This game's over, and I used it for fuel the next time we played them or whatever. But I'm not gonna start pressing his subs because he whooped our. Look, he whooped our butt.
Now I did that when I was younger. Okay, I did that one game. We were getting thumped by somebody, and I said, "Nah, screw it. Let's." They subbed, and it was third quarter, fourth quarter, and I just started trying to press. Of course, that coach got aggravated, and I understand now why. And I didn't know anything. Hell, when you've done this 2-3 years, you don't know jack. And
I sometimes feel like.
So what?
I still don't.
So here's the question that I present. Okay, so what if they sub, you sub, and then they press each other? I mean, what they press them. So the
okay.
subs pressing each other.
You haven't done it all night.
Correct.
To me, that's not that's okay. That's
We're both subbing, bro. Let's just let them play half court.
let them play.
That's what I would think.
And
That's what I
just
would
get those kids the time to play. Okay, to me, you've already seceded the game. It's done.
Right.
Okay.
That's the way I look at it.
Now, let me ask you. Go ahead, finish.
I'm just saying. To me, what are you trying to accomplish?
Now, let me ask you this question: since you're all head coaches, who subs first, or is there an unwritten rule that the losing coach because this is the whole thing, losing coach has to sub first? That's the unwritten rule? What is it?
I know what you're getting at because they'll give one of those look down at you like I'm subbing. They don't say anything, but they want to try that crap whenever it's like 21.
Yeah.
Look, if I'm pressing a team and I know that we have a chance to get up, I want that turbo clock.
Yes.
There's a reason why it's here.
Especially in the fourth.
Because with the three-pointer, the game can change pretty quick.
Well,
That's
especially
3 shots.
if you
boom.
got a kid that can. I mean,
Yeah.
you got a kid that can hit 5 or 6, and then that 30-point lead really went down real quick.
Yes.
It's down to 12.
Mm-hmm.
There's 5 minutes left. The
Yeah.
other team's in the game now.
Yes.
So I want the
running clock. Yes.
And then, which I wish we had running clock and it doesn't stop.
Second.
But
okay, so all right. Well,
Fourth
see,
quarter.
it's a different sport,
I
so
wish
it's
it
hard
was
for me
second
to.
half.
even if you got under 30,
I was gonna say with football,
never stops.
I think I wish it was
sometimes,
second
a team scores. If they score 2-pointer, they'll be running clock. If they don't, it's not going to be running clock.
Yes.
Okay, so it's fourth quarter. They run the 2-pointer, they don't get it. Do you
34-point.
do you onside kick,
No.
No. You're the winning team up 34.
or do you short kick hoping, or do
No.
you maybe your kicker accidentally did it? I don't know, but. Yeah, what I'm saying is in football it's a little different.
Dang.
Like at that point, there's 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. I didn't get the running clock, but I'm going to win this game. I'm probably going to get my starting quarterback out, right? I'm probably going to get my starting receiver out, right?
Yes.
You know, and when people don't do that, I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like,
You
I would
can't
have
press
never.
in football.
Yeah, I would have never, even in football, but in basketball, I would have never left Jordan Duncan just to bring him up because I can talk about him because Amy is not going to care. But and he's old and he's hopefully going to be a major leaguer like Coleman someday. But anyway, I'm like I would never left him out there and gotten a chance for him to get hurt.
Right.
No way.
Right.
I don't want to risk me losing other games because I'm an idiot.
But before we go to break, Coach, I think that Kevin is talking about maybe it's just softball or baseball, but sometimes the score ends up looking bad no matter what a coach does.
Well, that's true.
And that I think that sometimes can happen in a baseball and softball game.
Yeah, but in a
Which is
basketball game, you
Can't hide that.
Oh, you're making.
You can't.
You make 10, 15, 20 passes before we try to score. You get the rebound. We're not sprinting. We are walking up the court. In basketball, it's a lot easier.
Oh, sure.
In baseball, it's kind of hard, but I guess you can have
It's
your kids
not.
come up and bunt and get it over with. Or.
Depends on where you're at.
I've
been in that situation too.
And you tried to bunt and it didn't
No,
work.
no.
Well, then
where
you yell.
where you're up so much or you're down so much, and you go base to base, and then what you do is you let the other coach know, hey, we're going to quote steal home, But then you just walk and you get tagged out. Next guy comes over and you tag out and you get tagged out. And
So you would have a problem if you were the head coach at Zalma when they got beat by Oran 62-3 in baseball?
What?
Be a big problem.
Hold on, what was this? That's
You
cool?
just
Like
say
62-3.
Oh, okay.
Was that really?
62
Well,
to
this
3.
maybe it's not a sport. Maybe it's a community issue because I've heard that school being brought up.
I
in
would
multiple
probably, if that was
sports.
62-3, I'd be probably taken out in handcuffs.
62-3.
Something like that. It was 60. Yeah,
And then-
60 runs.
See, and I go back to two things.
Man, I
One,
thought those basketball scores
Yeah.
last year were
That's-
bad.
That's bad
I go
baseball.
two things.
Mm.
One, there needs to be a universal game's over.
Correct.
Like just in football, if you're up 49, 50, okay, game, that's it. If 10 run rule.
My kid didn't get to play.
Then you know what? Then that's on the coach that you should have been playing him earlier
always
when you were
coach's
up
fault.
30, 40, 50, whatever. Then the other thing is, I never doing this, never being an official, but the official has got to just say, I got to do something. I've got to do something to help out. If it's 62 to hey, if the ball comes anywhere, if the pitcher can throw it and the catcher can catch it, I'm calling a strike.
So you have the naked gun strike.
Yeah,
Strike zone.
yeah, something. But even in basketball, even in football, a running clock. Hey, you know what? Guess what? Flag, flag.
Yeah.
And the clock's running.
Or
And the
you
clock-
gotta love that in basketball when they call the foul, man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, that's
Everything.
foul.
Those fouls are
Hey,
coming
where
out.
Where was that at?
1-1. Got to check the. Has this got enough air in it? I don't.
That's right.
But there's got to be a way that the officials can help out, or there just needs to be a hey.
I'm still flabbergasted over the 62 to whatever.
Yeah,
telling you.
it's crazy,
I mean,
ain't
that
it?
makes the 109-7 or whatever not look as bad, I guess.
Yeah.
But maybe no,
Man.
it's still
Yeah.
bad.
Take me out.
It is what it
I'm
is.
telling you right now.
All right, well
Speaking
we're
of taking us out.
yeah
it's
we're
about that time.
yeah I know I
We're
got
having fun tonight.
yeah it's good times. So we'll be right back. It's gonna be just a short break. You are watching the Coach's Box. We'll be right back. Hey everybody, this is Chris Miller from the Coach's Box. If you haven't already, you need to go to our Facebook page and you need to like our show, the Coach's Box Facebook page. And it's real simple. I'm just going to show you guys what it kind of looks like on Facebook right now. And as you can see, you just find us here at the Coach's Box. We keep it pretty simple, especially for guys like Jarvis who can't read or write. And as you see right here, I'm going to go ahead and click follow. And now I'm following the show. And I should be already, but hey, whatever. And this when I do this, I have the opportunity to see our Facebook pages pop up live, And you guys continue to share and be a part of the show, comment, like it. We always encourage you guys to be a part of it because we just do this because we enjoy messing with each other, talking sports, talking whatever in life, and interacting with you guys on a regular basis. So like our show, follow it, and continue your support. We appreciate it. And we'll see you guys here in a little bit. Thanks. And we're back
Oh my
on the
goodness.
coach's box.
Could it be technical difficulties or is it operator?
I think it's
error?
fat fingers.
Operator error.
Oh, my
Hey.
goodness. Hey, we're trying. We're doing it.
Hey, you're doing a great
I'm on the
job.
iPad Mini. You know how freaking hard it is to do this on this? Hey, Zach, bring your iPad. Okay. I hadn't seen that thing.
Well, if I would have got text, I would have brought mine.
You'll get text?
Not from you.
Oh, sorry.
Only
He can't
only
read
after the
Can't
game.
read
How'd
them
you
anyway.
like
Can't
that?
read
How'd
them
you like
anyway.
that flex, Jarvis? Yeah. I like that face guard, man. Yeah.
How'd you like that Hulk slam over at your place last year?
Hey, how'd you like that 2-3 zone?
How'd you like that deep three in the corner? Take the lead.
Oh, that's it.
Whoa. He did not do that. He went like this.
Oh, is that what it is? All
Hey,
right.
you're the one that's for that.
Hey,
I
Let the
know
kids
what?
celebrate.
This year we are
Hey,
celebrating
hold on.
every
What did the Darius
goddamn,
Miles do?
every damn three we make against
Do it.
Pius.
Hey, what
We're
did Darius
gonna
Darius
hit
Miles-
the-
Nobody-
Fine.
We're gonna down.
Hey, do it.
I am not doing
Do
that.
it.
You're not
No.
gonna wait. You're not gonna have somebody as they walk into the timeout shoot a lawn dart up in the air. There, all the kids just fall down before they get in the
Ooh,
huddle.
We got to do that. We got to do that.
That's a good
I'm gonna
Hell no!
Hell
no.
Yes.
After-
You heard it here first. We're
Wait,
doing it.
before, after,
JV game,
or
we're doing
during?
And all the hey, why is Coach
before,
Miller
after.
run JV practice today? You're all running. Well, Coach McVey,
He's on
I'm
the line.
sorry.
He's on the line too. Coach McVay's on the line
You
too.
better.
You're right next to the
It's
hospital.
good you're next to the hospital. I was gonna say you better have the ambulance ready.
At least you're close.
AED is right here waiting for you.
yeah, Mandy. Hey, you need to go and you need to go get Zach from the hospital. He just got admitted. Very bad. Very, very bad.
Oh, shit.
Good
It's
night.
happening. I
What?
like that. Go ahead.
What? I mean, we're not doing that. No. No.
It's entertainment.
Exactly.
There's plenty of other ways to be
What if it's when
entertained.
you're running out and you go around the half court and then you?
Oh, jeez.
No, that's the baby powder that we're doing that too.
No.
Yeah, we are.
gosh.
It's gonna be good stuff.
Oh, hold on, time out. We can do the smoke and the lights and all that stuff, but we can't do little baby powder at St. Pius.
We definitely
Nope.
do this.
That's
They
right.
do the smoking lights.
That's
I
right,
know
we got a
they do.
light
That's what I'm
show.
saying.
I
That's
know.
what I'm
I was
saying.
here for a Pius volleyball game the other night, and they just crushed us. But yes, and I had to watch that.
It's gonna be a big night.
Mm.
It's gonna be a fun night here.
What?
This 4-game night here. This year.
basketball.
Man, it's gonna be.
Is
fun
it happening?
times.
It's always going to be fun. I mean, us four plus add
Do we get a
add
dinner
his,
break?
add his other 6 coaches, your other 10, and man, we're going to have all kinds of
Do
coaches.
we get a dinner break?
I
next
think
week?
after we're all done, we should have a coaches game with since we have so many stinking
I'm
coaches.
staying on one end.
And
I'm on one
over
end.
wait, you and Jim?
No,
Yeah, exactly.
no, we're not going to have a coach's game. We should have a coach's box.
Ooh.
Show after.
Unfiltered.
Wings here. Hold on. So
Wait,
if there's
so
business
do
that
it-
has wings and
do-
you want to sponsor it,
We'll have
at
a
it.
show right afterwards.
Hey, we should
I
we
may
should
want to
make
kill
that
him, but
hey,
we'll have a show.
rated R show.
Yeah.
Rated R show.
No.
Everybody's like, no, I don't want that.
No.
Listen, you guys.
PG-13. That's
We're,
fine.
well,
Aren't we PG-13 right
Yes,
now?
I'm
Exactly.
I'm
We
the
don't
only
do-
public
Wait,
high
wait.
school
There's
educator.
13-year-olds who say a hell of a lot worse than us.
I understand that.
Listen to them online gaming.
I understand.
Oh my gosh, it's a filthy world out there.
It is. I'm looking at it
Don't
like,
get me started. on
What?
that.
Parenting.
Don't get me started.
what? How you gonna stop it? They're gonna listen. My old man was really tough on me about things. I got away from him, and it's like I turned into potty
sailor?
mouth. Yeah, I go play basketball against people. I mean, it didn't matter. I wasn't allowed to listen to the Marshall Mathers LP. I had a copy of that. My mom found it. She broke it and threw it away. I got another one burned for me. It didn't matter. And I would listen to that before every game. I mean, I was freaking pumped up. I wanted to kill somebody every time I walked down the court. It didn't matter. And, oh, yeah, I talked all kinds of stuff. And I'd be the first guy or be leading song service in church on Sunday. Just like I'm a different person now.
Oh, mother.
Dear Lord, forgive me for everything I said about that guy's mom.
I was just going to say,
and
now you can come and you're a Catholic, so I mean.
I'm not Catholic.
Oh, okay. I thought you were.
No.
So anyway.
Don't bring up a holy war here, Jarvis.
Yeah, anyway.
Holy war? What? I was just saying.
Jeez.
Now you're getting blessings. Lots of blessings
geez.
over here.
So, I guess we're gonna bring this, shameless plug in here a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, we need some golfers.
Yes, we do. We next Saturday, October 2nd, the Black Cat Hoopsters have our annual golf tournament down at Oak Valley in Peevely, and we'd love to have some people come out and golf with us. I mean, it's going to be a great time. We've got about 18, 19 teams already, so hopefully we're going to mix to that 25. So if you out there and you want to golf, even if you don't have a team, I'm sure there's going to be some guys coming in that maybe not have a team, but maybe want to put 2 or 3 guys together and put together a partial team. We can add a couple to it and make it worth it. But next Saturday, October 2nd, 1:30 tee off, Oak Valley Golf Course. Coach Jarvis and I would love to have you. It's a great time. A lot of fun things been going on that day. We have lots of great raffle baskets, silent auction items. So it'll be a fun event. Hopefully,
Yeah, I got some cool baskets at my house right now.
Hopefully, these 2 great guys will show up and have a
Yeah,
little
get
fun.
Hey, you want to be in the golf tournament?
Yeah, get you a team over there. Support the Black Cats, baby.
That's right. The coaches box should come on and maybe Coach and I can golf a little bit with it, in the mix of it.
I'll drive the cart.
Okay, wait. You've never seen me play.
I was gonna say.
Yes, if you're a local business and you'd like to sponsor a hole, we'd love to put your name out there on the golf course.
Or
so it'll be about
don't be too good for the hole.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
That's right. Don't be too good.
Don't be too good.
Don't be too good.
Hey, I got
Sponsor
Evos. We got
the hole.
all kinds of sponsors out there already that have chipped in, and we could use some more. There's a lot of local businesses we'd like to highlight, and you can get highlighted for $150.
Yes, and we'll highlight it not only on the golf course, but we'll highlight it during the season on our Facebook pages and all over social media. So we'll definitely be doing that. But we'd love to have you guys come out and golf and be a fun time. So next Saturday, October 2nd.
I
Oak Valley Golf
think
Course.
there's a couple rambunctious teams already in.
I think there is.
I think this big-headed dude got to get a team in. Yep.
Some jughead guy.
And here's the thing: even if you can't golf, just go. I can't golf worth the crap. Okay, it's been documented. There's video out there. Everyone who watches this show knows I suck at golf.
Yes.
It's a good time. There's great raffle prizes. I've got half of my tools. I think I've won from this event. I got some baseball tickets.
Man, we got one cool grill thing that's going to be up.
Awesome.
Oh man, it's huge.
It'd be really cool maybe if you post some of the items on
We are
there.
going to do that.
Oh, okay,
good
my
idea.
bad.
Good idea.
Way to go, Miller.
We are
Who's not
gonna-
getting any
We
kickbacks
are
from
going to
this.
post them on the coaches box too.
Oh wow! Or
Shameless
just bring them
plug.
on and you have a chance to win this or this. Good God!
Oh, there's a lot of cool stuff.
Yes.
I mean, I've
Hey.
seen several things that parents have brought in, and
Got some
Wait a
cornhole
minute.
game,
Wait a minute.
and-
got a cornhole game.
Maybe
got-
Riley should do a commercial where he actually advertises for the golf tournament.
Maybe that's what I do.
Well, I mean, he hasn't done a commercial yet.
He hasn't.
Not,
When's the last
not
time?
A couple weeks, maybe like 3 weeks ago.
How many pounds ago was it that you did a commercial? Wait, the sketchy one that looks like you're selling drugs in the cars
Oh, yeah, that was
does not count.
That was
That was so
He does
sketchy.
do a lot of them in the car, though.
Well, I work.
Hey, this is Riley Blair.
What I do.
Got your Pepsi. Got your 6-pack. Got your case right here.
Hey, I got that in the car, right?
I'll tell you what, get some of those on the shelves, man.
I
The
can't help
shelves
that.
are empty.
I went up and got it myself today for our golf
Is there a
tournament.
chip shortage for Pepsi?
Chip shortage. There are for shot clocks, by God.
Oh, thank goodness. Hey, maybe we need to talk
So,
about that
yeah.
next show.
Yeah, I guess we'll save that one for next show.
Good topic. So,
Yeah,
hey, join us
always
next Saturday, Oak Valley,
Yeah.
1:30 tee off. Love to have you.
We don't know when we're doing the show next week.
Yeah, we'll find out. We'll put it out there. Let you guys know.
I mean, some of us will do commercials.
We'll do
to promote
commercials.
it. Yeah.
So some of us do commercials. Some of us walk around the gym and do commercials. Some of us don't do commercials at all.
Well, I had
They're
basketball
great.
practice. I felt like that was a good place.
It was a
to
good
have
place.
Yeah.
I kind of was like, what was going on? I don't think Jarvis knows that he's just going
No, that's
live.
because as soon as I went live, Jeff, our great janitor, who does an awesome job in the gym, so wants to start talking to me. I'm like, Jeff, I'm live.
Yeah, I was like, what's going on back there? Hey, it's
I
okay.
acted like I didn't know what I was doing with the camera. I couldn't get it figured out, but I had a whole thing planned, and it kind of got interrupted by Jeff, but it worked out.
Yeah, so it all turned out. So anyway, we will see you guys next week for another episode of the Coach's Box. We don't know when, but it'll be sometime next week. We definitely don't know where, because Jarvis loves coming here. And that's the reason why we came back tonight to do it here. But
Only
Pi-
because Jarvis.
Only because Jarvis.
in Coach Miller's defense, Pius has been a gracious host and
It has.
hosted our show several times. We had a Super Bowl party here even.
Yes.
And so, I mean, I'll have to admit I like some of the people over here.
Agreed.
Maybe not.
Hey, and if
maybe
you,
not sitting over here. Maybe more over here.
And a little bit of that rivalry might be going on tomorrow night at Dugan Memorial Field.
Yeah, don't forget.
Looks
Yeah.
like the St. Pius Lancers will come into
Coming over to
Black Cat Land.
Catland.
That's right. That's
I
right.
think it'll be on live stream.
It will be on live
It'll
stream.
be live
so if you're
stream STL.
not able to go tomorrow and you want to watch, it'll be on live stream STL. So tune in on there if you can't make it.
Are you
over
doing this game? Or
I am
no?
not doing this
No.
game. After last week's debacle of me doing it, yeah, nobody wants to hear
Nobody wants Blair.
that. Trust me,
Don't
they
know who's
care.
doing the
I don't know
game.
who has the
Right.
ball, but
He's down on the
it's
51-yard line.
51-yard line. No,
I'm
you
at
didn't.
the 49.
Did you really
and a
say
half.
51?
No, that's actually happened.
It wouldn't have surprised
There was a PA announcer
Years ago.
years
We'll
ago.
leave it
Oh,
at
it must have been at Grandview.
Years
that.
ago.
Years ago.
Yeah, you were probably yelling, wearing in a different yellow shirt. But,
And yep, ball's down on the 51-yard line, and everybody turned around and looked, and it's like,
He may have been prodded to
Say that. Yes,
Where's
I
that?
agree.
oh man, that's cold.
and listen,
Cold-blooded.
if there's okay, Rick James, hey, if there was ever a chance in those days when me and a couple guys were spotting to throw, it's like he's gonna read everything on the cue cards. I'm Ron Burgundy. Yeah, that's exactly how it went too. So we would definitely throw it out there.
And, man,
I
that's
mean,
cold.
we were,
That's
dude.
cold.
You have no idea.
For sure. It is.
No idea how cold we got. Now, anyway, so that's going to do it for our show. We want to thank you guys for following us, for watching us, for putting up with us. If you have an opportunity to share our show or go back and watch it later, please do it. And stay tuned next week. We'll probably do the show, I don't know, probably Tuesday or Thursday. It seems to be the days. You know, it all depends on our schedules and our kids' schedules and everything else. But we enjoy it. We enjoy coming to you guys live. And just thank you for the support. And we're just going to keep doing it. So for all the guys, we're going to see you guys next week. Hope you all have a great one. Tuesday or Thursday, it seems to be the days. You know, it all depends on our schedules and our kids' schedules and everything else. But we enjoy it. We enjoy coming to you guys live, and just thank you for the support. We're just gonna keep doing it. So for all the guys, we're gonna see you guys next week. Hope you all have a great one.